Today is battery box work. So I've gotten two of these put together. Both have now got the bottom plate drilled out and mounted in there. And I've got to do the front and back plates, which I've got the aluminum sheets cut for. I've got to do the side plates and then the top plate. And I'm going to be starting off by cutting this fiberglass sheet to match the front and back plates so that I can mount that as an inside layer to protect against any kind of electrical shortage to the outer metal plate. So let's get to some marking and cutting. So these worked out pretty well. I trimmed these to match up to these front panels and they'll go on just like that, sandwiched in there, bolted on. And from the inside you'll get this nice non-conductive fiberglass layer just to keep any accidental contact with the aluminum from happening. Keep any electrical current out of that shell, hopefully. So, success on step one. I've got 4 of these for the front back of each of the boxes. And now I'm on to drilling out the rest of this battery box and putting on the side panels, the front and back panels, and the top panel. So far I've had pretty good luck. Haven't made any major mistakes, so that's knock on wood. But it's going well. The process seems to work. I'm being able to tap threads into the actual frame, drill through the aluminum pretty easily, and it all bolts together pretty tightly. So I'm just going to continue going through each of these panels until we have everything drilled out and everything assembled, and then it'll be ready to repaint these frames, put another coat on them, and then permanently put in the bottom plate, which means putting some sealant all the way around the edges, and try and make it watertight, and then put on these side panels, which will go on permanently as well. They'll get sealed around the edges and bolted in place, and then the front and back panels and the top panels will remain removable until everything is put inside and wired. And then once everything's wired and tested and is working, then I'll seal up the entire battery box. So, continuing drilling today. I'm starting the final assembly of these battery boxes, which means the first step is to put in the bottom panel mounted into the bottom of the box, And when I do that, I'm gonna put some sealant all the way around the outside so that it's nice and watertight. And once it's in there, the plan is that it's not gonna ever come back out. So the bottom plate will be permanent, the side plates will be permanent, but the top, front, and back will be removable for now until everything is in there and everything is wired and works, and then it will get sealed up. So just cleaning the panel before it goes in. Using isopropyl alcohol to wipe it all down. First things first is to put in all the locking bolts.
I'm using these M5 size stainless steel bolts. And the reason I'm using stainless steel is two reasons. First, I don't want the bolts themselves to rust. Even though I think zinc coated bolts would probably last pretty well, the stainless steel is just a little bit more assurance. But the second reason is because of galvanic corrosion, which is something that happens when you have two types of metal touching each other. And aluminum is especially susceptible to galvanic corrosion. And when it's in contact with mild steel, it can begin to corrode pretty quickly, and ultimately it can fail. So I don't want these panels to fall apart. So one thing I found was that stainless steel bolts are much better than regular steel bolts in preventing galvanic corrosion. And though the frame itself is made from mild steel, I've done a pretty good job of putting primer and 2 to 3 layers of paint over it. So hopefully there's no direct metal contact, or very little, between the mild steel in the frame and the aluminum panels.
I think that's pretty well sealed all around. And I think I can now just really tighten these down. I can get even more leverage on that. Really torquing these. But I think that they can handle it because these are really strong bolts and they're just, these nuts should just lock into the aluminum. They're designed to dig in, so they won't loosen themselves. Okay. That's beautiful. Got a nice seal all the way around. I've got both the bottom plates now put in, nice and secure, and now I'm going to put on the side plates if I have enough of the sealant to do both of them. But then we'll get all the panels nicely sealed and installed. So this is going pretty well. Better than I feared, because I didn't know exactly what would happen, and I haven't done this before. So I'm pleased. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put a bead around in here and then try and work this right into the right place. and put the bolts in.
So this is both battery boxes now with the bottom plates and the side plates installed, and they are all sealed and tightened down, and I don't intend to ever take them off again. So this is it for those panels. And the next step will be to just start putting the batteries actually into these and start to connecting all the wires and doing the BMSs and all of that. But for now, I'm pretty happy with just having this part actually permanently done.